Alrighty, Jeanette, it's 3 minutes after. Should we start?
That sounds good to me.
Alrighty. Welcome everyone to this very exciting opportunity and partnership between Catholic Virtual and Marquette University. I am Rob Birdsell, president of Catholic Virtual, and I'm joined by Jeanette Van Hayden, who is the senior admissions counselor at Marquette. Thank you, Jeanette, for joining us.
Thanks, Rob, for having us. We're super excited for this.
Great. And before we begin, just a reflection I had preparing for this of dual credit programs. About 3 years ago, I was at a Catholic school outside of Chicago, and the principal said that they were phasing out AP courses and going deep in dual credit. I'd heard of dual credit, obviously, for a number of years, but it was the first time I had heard something that bold, that they were actually phasing out over a period of 5 years their AP program and going deep in dual credit. And so I dug deeper with him and started asking, and what was this, why, and what was it about? And he said it's simple, that the kids are guaranteed the credit, and there's no high stakes exam that was causing kids anxiety and unnecessary for students that did well. You know, a student can get an A or a B in a course and not get college credit, whereas if they do a dual credit program, as long as they do reasonably well in the course and they're rewarded with, an A, a B, or a C, they're going to get the college credit. The challenge that the school was facing is their program partnered with a local community college, and their teachers taught the program. They were credentialed by the community college and they used their curriculum. But in order for a teacher to do that, they have to have a master's in the subject area, and they have to have 15 postmaster's credits in the subject area. And he was really struggling to get teachers that for all the courses he wanted to offer. And that's why it was going to be a phased program. And it was 3 years ago, and they are still offering AP because they struggled to get teachers that are qualified to teach in a dual credit program. In our partnership with Marquette, what we're super excited about is real Marquette professors will be teaching. And so your schools don't need to have that responsibility. So anyway, I just want to start with that brief background on dual credit. It is, as I travel the country, I'm in high schools every week, and it is becoming very popular for Catholic schools to offer dual credit, but they struggle with how. And so that's what we're here to talk about today. And we're very glad for you to join us. You can put questions in the chat throughout, and Jeanette and I will do our best to answer them. This is being recorded, so we will send this out to all of you so you can share it with your teams. But let us get going here. So what makes this program different from others that I was just talking about? So number one, your students would receive an introduction to college level coursework at a top Catholic national university ranked in the top 100. That's a huge difference, that they would not be at their community college. Not all universities will accept community college credit, but they will all take credit from a university like Marquette. Your students could earn up to 30 college credits towards their undergraduate degree, which means they could enter as a sophomore. Huge financial savings for families, and just a real differentiator in the market. They can apply credits earned toward their high school graduation requirements. That's why it's referred to as dual credit. They would get both university and high school credit. As I mentioned, huge savings on college tuition, and shorten their path to college graduation and getting into the workforce. They are eligible for a merit scholarship when applying as a full-time undergraduate after high school to Marquette. And they're eligible for Marquette's honors program if the student meets those eligibility requirements. So really excited about this program. And now I'll let Jeanette take over here, how the program actually works.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. We are really excited to enter into this partnership. For all of you kind of on your side, how this is structured and set up. So they are 15-week-long courses, and they are 100% online and offered through an asynchronous path. That's going to allow a lot more flexibility for your students in terms of how they're scheduling and other involvements and activities. As we know, a lot of your students and students who would particularly be interested in dual credit programs are top scholar students, but they're also top involved students. And so offering that flexibility of students is going to be really key. But one of the reasons that this program is more unique is that it is going to be 100% taught by our Marquette instructors. So our instructors are going through planning prep, and they're going through redesigns of their courses in order to make this a pure online focus for the Catholic virtual students that will be coming in. These sections will be only Catholic virtual students, and so you will have that kind of cohort feeling for the students, but they're still going to be just as interactive as they would be at any other college, and at that college level when they get into their freshman and sophomore years. So very interactive, still rooted in that Jesuit mission at the university. So still getting that holistic liberal arts education within the content as well. Some of the other things that are important to know is that there will be student support programs offered to students, both from Marquette as well as through Catholic Virtual Organization. So your students will feel supported in terms of their academic lives, as well as access to things like IT help. We all know Zoom isn't always the easiest, and learning our Marquette interface can be a kind of a challenge sometimes. And so there will be support and orientation opportunities for students to help them adapt and get transitioned into this virtual course. Our faculty will also hold regular office hours to make sure that the students are specifically supported within this course as well. So your students will still feel all of the support that our Marquette undergraduate students receive as well. Rob, next slide.
Just one additional note there, Jeanette. The courses are all asynchronous, and the reason for that is across multiple time zones. You're going to have students from Red Bank Catholic to Lexington Catholic to McNichols and Cincinnati, and so just different time zones. And so that's the reason, actually, for fully online courses, they have to be asynchronous for accreditation purposes. So that is one element, but I will move the slides for you. There you go.
Perfect. And talking a little bit more specifically about why the Marquette University and Catholic Virtual program is unique, and it is a great option for students. So from a student perspective, in order to qualify for this program, they of course have to be 16 years or older. They have to have a minimum GPA of 3.0 unweighted. And then of course, we're going to need those letters of recommendation from your staff, just promoting and supporting that these students are prepared for that academic rigor of a dual credit class. As far as opportunities for your high school and why you should consider this program, as Rob said, dual credit programs are becoming much more readily available for students. And as an admissions counselor, I love to see dual credit on a high school transcript, because that indicates that a student is going beyond just that regular. It also guarantees students the opportunity for that credit, in addition to not having to take a test at the end of it, but still earning strong grades, guaranteeing that the credit is coming from an undergraduate four-year university and not a community college. So that credit is going to transfer with them if they choose not to enroll at Marquette. I also love to brag on Marquette. As a Jesuit university, we are a top 100 university. We actually just got back the 2022 rankings, and we moved up in our rankings. We are now 83rd in the nation, and we're really proud of that. We've also been ranked as an A school for B students. So that 3.0 unweighted GPA is very intentional on our behalf, helping students of all top levels. It doesn't just have to be your 4.0 students to achieve at Marquette University and at other institutions as well.
I had not seen the rankings. Congratulations. That's a big move up from you guys.
Yes, we're really, really excited. I think last year we were like 88th. So it's really exciting for us to be jumping up. And a lot of that is, of course, the opportunities that await students once they get here. Our faculty, the faculty that are going to be teaching your students, are really interconnected in our community, both at Marquette, but also Milwaukee and the global community. And so to have your high school students given access to our faculty is going to be a big opportunity for them. And of course, an opportunity for us, right? These are your top students, and we're really excited to be welcoming them into the university as high school students and hopefully as undergrad freshman students as well.
Great. So what courses are you guys offering?
Yes, Rob. So these are the classes that we are offering moving forward. obviously English, that is our introductory English class. This is an English class that students will have to take regardless of what liberal arts university they attend. We are offering Calculus 1, which is a step up from pre-calculus. Then we've got history, US history. Microeconomics is fall only. So if you are looking for next fall, that would be an option. Macroeconomics is spring, philosophy, and then theology. Of course, taking a theology class within a Catholic Jesuit university is a really great opportunity and is something that is required of all of our incoming freshman students.
And then the cost is $800 for each of these courses. So $800 for a 3-credit. These are all 3-credit courses. And if a school leader is listening and there is a course that they were interested in, we could certainly talk about that. Each course needs a minimum of 15 students from across the country for it to run. So we will be working with Jeanette and her team to fill these up. But if you had 15 students in your school and you wanted, a specific world language, or you wanted a specific course, there's one school in California I'm talking to that is interested in a high-level math course because he's got students in the Silicon Valley area who are blowing through his curriculum and he doesn't know what to do. So we're in discussions, but we would need throughout the country to have 15 students for each of these courses to run. So what are next steps? And I haven't seen any questions pop up. Have you, Jeanette?
I have not seen any yet.
Okay. So next steps would be a few opportunities for you. There is my contact info. That's my cell phone number and my email, rob.birdsell@catholicvirtual.com. You could connect with me and be happy to do an individual meeting and answer your specific questions. We could meet with some of your team members. I know a number of schools that we've met with wanted their team to hear about this. Most importantly, if interested, we'd love for you to put the courses in your course catalog. We could help you what that would look like and the language for that. We could certainly help with that. But the goal and why we're doing this, at the end of September, is that we know you are all building your curriculum for next year. As soon as the year starts, you're ready planning for next year. And I know that your catalogs are done in November, December as students register in January, February. So we are wanting to get out in front of this so that we could spend time and help you all here. We do have chat. Is $800 regardless of the student's grade ability to convert to college credits. Yes, it is. The course is $800 regardless of their ability to convert to college credit. So you pay the $800 up front. And I think the question is related to if a student didn't do well or didn't pass, we still have to pay for the instructor. So that is the case. Dave, there you are. Great to see you. Have you considered specific supports for high school students? We do, and one of my team members who's on here that is actually working with another partner doing this with the LaSalle University is working almost daily in connection with the school and with the students. I don't know, Nico, if you can make Laura a panelist, she might be able to specifically say what she's been doing with this other partner university, such as alerts to the students, counselor, or local faculty advisor if performance drops. Yes, absolutely. Both Marquette and Catholic Virtual will be watching performance and would absolutely be reaching out to the local contact at the school. Not only if the performance drops, but pacing is a big issue. In asynchronous courses that we do in all of our courses, we watch pacing. And if a students were to fall, what the professor felt was a bit too far behind in pacing, we would also contact the school about that. They'd actually first connect with the student, and then if it continued, then we would go to the local faculty advisor.
Hi, Rob. This is Laura. I can pop in
Great, thank you, Laura.
Just to address some of the alerts. We do work with the university to understand how the students are doing and whether they're engaged and the amount of time they're spending in the courses. And then we would work with the local high school counselor on informing them of this. So we're kind of in partnership with you, their home school, on where they stand, and we're looking for you to work with us. I mean, we're happy to reach out with the students, but if you prefer, we'd go through you or your counselor. That's what we do with our other partner, just to encourage students, make sure that they're on track and help them get any support that they need, either through us or the university.
Great, thank you, Laura. And if we didn't answer your question, please jump back into the chat and we can explicate further if needed. Jeanette, you want to take this next one?
Yeah, I'd love to, because this is something that I am very excited about as well. So the question came in asking about if dual credit is the way of the future. I think it is. Each year, so I've been in college admissions for 5 years now, reviewing applications, and each year I see more and more dual credit on transcripts. From a personal perspective, I think that this is a much more effective way for students to be challenging themselves. Of course, they are college level credits, right? They're being done through Marquette University in terms of this partnership, but also through community colleges and things like that. And so I think the style of the course is much more prepared for students, or students become much more prepared for a college level class because of the structure of the class itself. I also think we're moving away from tests as a society, right? We've seen a huge push away from ACT and SAT and standardized testing. And so I think that AP credits are also going to be going away, in part because of that huge AP exam. You know, when I was a high school student, that terrified me, and I got an A in the class, but I did not earn a high enough test score in order to earn that credit. And so I think that dual credit is a way of the future. And when I'm reviewing applications, I love to see it. I think it indicates a stronger rigor than I think for some of the AP credits.
Great, thank you, Jeanette. And I would agree. Again, as I travel the country and I'm in high schools every week, I don't know that I've been in a high school recently that doesn't offer some form of dual credit. I was talking to one in Florida yesterday, and they just got their first dual credit, and they're super excited about it, but interested in a Catholic version because it's with a public university. Do you want to do the next one from David?
Yeah.
Jeanette?
Yes. So David, this is something that our staff will be working on. We're creating an orientation for these students that helps them learn about our Marquette learning system. We call it D2L here. And so it'll be an introduction to that, as well as some of those general study tips and how do you manage an asynchronous class throughout the semester that is outside of your high school. And so there will be orientation built into this to allow students kind of that transition piece to be successful, as well as introduce them to support services within the Marquette community that can help them, but also get them connected within Catholic Virtual as well to some of the supports that they offer here as well.
And the next one, Jeanette, also I think more for you.
I love it. Great. So as far as prerequisites, those are the requirements. We require a minimum 3.0 GPA, the letters of recommendation, and they have to be 16 or older for these programs. I will say for programs like Calculus 1, that is going to have a requirement of pre-calculus or something along those lines. We don't want to just throw a student into a Calculus 1 dual credit class who does not have a solid understanding within that curriculum. So that's kind of where that holistic review that Marquette Admissions does already is going to start playing into this. But as far as like an English class or a US history course, those will not have any additional prerequisites.
And I think, Jeanette, that's also where the letters of recommendation will come in, that
yes,
you'll be reviewing those. And I would hope that, you know, if they're trying to get into calculus, hopefully one of the letters of recommendation would be from their pre-calc teacher.
That's what I would be looking for when I review those files.
Yep, good. So one from Alice here. Jeanette, is there any discussion about other Jesuit institutions partnering with Marquette to accept your dual credit?
Yeah. So the students are earning Marquette credit. It does not appear special or anything. They're getting a Marquette transcript out of this. And that transcript goes to other universities. There's actually a website, Transferology, where you can see how credits will transfer between universities. But it is already we already have that kind of reciprocal agreement. And that's why the courses that are listed currently are being offered, because they are common courses at other universities and are ones that have transferred back and forth between universities before.
Alice, I would note the one thing that I've learned is that the only credit Jesuit universities do not accept between institutions is theology. Classic Jesuit institutions, they think their university is the only one that knows how to teach theology, but all of the other courses would be accepted between any university in America outside of Harvard. Harvard does not accept credit from anybody, but all other institutions would actually be required to, for accreditation purposes, accept these credits, except for theology. That is the one credit that would only go through Marquette. And you're welcome, Alice. It is really amazing. I mean, having worked with Catholic high schools for many years now, I think this is a game changer for Catholic high schools. Should students start in 9th grade? They can't start in 9th grade because they'd be too young. The earliest they could start would probably be 2nd semester sophomore year, because not many students are 16 at the beginning of sophomore year. So I think what we're envisioning is this is predominantly going to be juniors and seniors.
And I think from a curriculum perspective as well, especially if they're going to be looking to get into some of those math classes like calculus, from a curriculum perspective, they're going to be much more prepared as a junior or senior, and because they'll have a solid comfort level with the academic demands of high school as they prepare then for that academic demands of college.
Another thing, just to, you're welcome. Another thing to be aware of is not only are they getting this college credit, but they are getting in one semester a full year of high school credit. So it's a way to free up a student's calendar or their schedule. So it really gives them the flexibility, and by being asynchronous, it gives them a lot of flexibility in that semester. We work with Catholic high schools all around the country, and the asynchronous component, some students really like that because they might learn best at night, and they could be taking their Marquette course, doing their coursework from 7 to 9, which is when they really thrive, and it frees their day up, their day while taking this course. But remember that they're also getting a full year of high school credit. Catholic Virtual is an accredited school. We're accredited through Cognia, so the credit would come on a Catholic Virtual transcript. And our team has looked at these courses and has a comparable high school course that they would be getting credit for. There's some great questions, good interaction. Thank you all. Any further questions? Well, Jeanette, thank you again for joining me today. This was a lot of fun and super exciting. Wait, here we got one more. Is there an alignment? Is there an alignment to specific high school courses that these college classes meet requirements for? Yes, so our team has looked at them, and we have an aligned course that they're getting high school credit for. And the UC approved classes aligned with that. Lauren, we should probably take that one offline because that's getting a little beyond, because our Catholic Virtual courses are UC approved, but this we would have to if you want to follow up with me, we can dig deeper into that with our Chief Academic Officer at Catholic Virtual. Yeah, and Alice, yes, this is being recorded, so we will send this out to all of the participants so that you can share it with your teams. And this is it's amazing how interactive this can be. Anything further? Really appreciate all of your interest in this. And Jeanette, thank you again. Let's wrap it up then. So thank you all for joining us. My contact info is on the screen there, rob.birdsell@catholicvirtual.com if you have follow-up. information. And for your counselors, we are doing another one of these on October 6th. If your counselors would be interested, that contact information or that information will be going out very soon. So you can look for that in your inbox. Obviously, if you got this one, you'll be able to see that one, but it's October 6th. I'm just going to look here in my calendar. October 6th at the same time at 1 o'clock Central, 2 Eastern time. So if your counselors are interested, that could be an efficient way to get them interested in this, and then they will, that'll be a bit more focused on the advising component of it. But we will have this recorded. We'll send it out to all of you. And with that, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Jeanette, thank you for joining me today.
Yes, thanks so much for having us, Rob.
You're welcome.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.